Hi guys, welcome to Kenganda, your number one top YouTube channel for everything that is entertainment, real estate, restaurant reviews, and so many other videos that you can actually benefit from. Now, my name is Janita Maya. Let's get to the news. Moving on to our first story, ethnic conflict in Ethiopia. Now, during July, Ethiopia was gripped by riots, protests, and the internet was also shut down. And the cause of these riots was the killing of Hachalu Hundessa, a popular musician who was singing about the Oromo liberation in Ethiopia. Now, we're going to break down everything so that you can understand, so that I can also understand. Now, Ethiopia has the following tribes or states or ethnic identities. They have the Oromo, they have Amhara, they have the Somali, they have the Tigray, they have Sidamo, and others that are not known and what's known. Now, the Oromo make a third of the population, and the famous Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Mr. Abiy Ahmed, is also part of the Oromo tribe. Now, during the military rule, the Oromo were not allowed to use their language, but this all changed during the administration in 1991, where each ethnic group was given the freedom to express itself in its own state. Yes, I hope that we are together. Each ethnic group was given freedom to express itself within its own state. Now let's go back to the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. If you've been following him and whatnot, you know that the Prime Minister is, well, when he joined the government, he was the youngest to reach such a high office, and he also did so many things. For example, released the prisoners who had been falsely accused, the journalists who are in prison, he also released them. Well, basically, he was doing so many other good things, but not all good things last forever. And his regime has been, questioned and everything. So Ethiopia was going to have elections, but because of COVID, they stopped having elections. Now, let's get into it. The Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed promised the transition of Ethiopia into a democracy, and he started by dissolving the ruling coalition formed of 4 regional parties based on ethnic identities into a unified pan-Ethiopian party called Prosperity Party. Although some people think this is a slow transition into dictatorship. Now, in the layman's language, I've said everything and you're not catching up, but in the layman's language, Ethiopia is one big country. But Ethiopia also has so many tribes, not so many, but it has tribes within the country, and each tribe wants to lead. So whichever tribe is in the ruling government, that's the tribe that thrives. For example, the current Prime Minister, Mr. Ahmed, is from the Oromo tribe. Now, him being from the Oromo tribe, so many Oromos feel entitled to a larger piece of the government, and they think that they should be the ones in most government offices, and they should be the one, making all the moves for the people. Now, there is an ethno-nationalist group that says the Prime Minister is Oromo, he should be entitled to more, which is totally unfair. So these are so many tribes, and each tribe thinks, oh, I should be getting this, I should be getting that, I should be getting this, and they're clashing and they're fighting each other. There's so many killings, people have been displaced because of this, and it's a whole going back and forth. And instead of the government, coming up with a solution that's somewhat more sensible, the government also fights back with violence. When you're seeing a riot, I think as a government, you're not supposed to go there with your guns and hit people. You're supposed to treat people, hear them out, talk to them, and the riot will end and whatnot. But the government also goes out there and then it starts hitting the people, which is totally not right because they retaliate. So it's a whole going back and forth between the ethnic groups because each group wants to have power, and that is that. Now, moving on to our next story, Ghana plans to have a sex offenders list. Now, most of you might not know this, but a sex offenders list is a list where convicted sex offenders are put. Basically, it's like a list, that's put in the database, and if your name appears, that's it. You're done. If you're a convicted sex offender, you harassed someone or you did something shady back there and you were convicted, taken to court and everything, then your name will appear on the list. Now, Ghana says that the sex misconduct has risen and there's so many cases coming up here and there. So having this list will help people stay on their best behavior and also reduce the cases that they get. Now, in case you're wrongly convicted, that's where it's a bit sketchy. Like, in case you're wrongly convicted, then you will have no job, because let's say future employers want to employ you and then they go to your list and you're there. Like, number 5 is this and this. For this case, you won't be given a job because, you know, someone wrongly accused you. So that's the downside to the sex offenders list. But on the good side, or the other side of the sex offenders list, is that so many people are going to be on their best behavior, sex misconduct will be reduced, and all African countries should be doing this, because South Africa does it already, and then Nigeria also has one. So yeah, everyone should just speak up, because we need everyone to be on their best behavior, and we need to reduce the cases of sex misconduct. Now, tell us what you think in the comment section. Also, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our social media pages. That is Kinganda Nation on Facebook and Kinganda on Instagram. I'm your host, Juanita. Till next time.